Anybody play quarterback? Just curious. Audience question today. Any of y'all might need one.
Might be one. Yeah, definitely.
It might be a job.
Can they bring the sheriff back?
Yeah. Oh, geez.
How awesome would that be?
Yeah, I was seeing stuff. I was seeing stuff on Peyton Manning. People like get Phillip Rivers, the guy that the Broncos signed yesterday to be just like the third string practice squad guy. My brother follows him on social media and shared his post, and he was like, I hear a team might be in need of a quarterback. Oddly, I'm free. I'll see you guys Monday. I was like, that's great. That was really good. Yeah.
Broncos quarterback Bo Nix suffering a season-ending injury during the playoff win against the Bills. My goodness, this is wild. I want to talk about this. What do you think happened? My kids think it's a conspiracy theory.
Okay, we got to since we're into that.
Because the video just shows him jumping and breaking his ankle. They don't buy it.
Yeah. Ah, interesting.
They think maybe he slipped somewhere else and they're trying to cover it up. Making them good conspiracy theories.
We'll have to do that after we do Blake's News. And see if Candace Owens has done anything on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Had to throw that in there.
Time traveling.
Yes.
All right, we've got a whole lot to talk about today, including a newly elected Aurora City Councilman getting popped for a DUI Saturday night.
Yeah.
This is wild.
Yeah. That was a little wild. That was like
Robert Andrews.
Yeah.
Robert Andrews getting popped for a DUI. He was one that defeated Danielle Jurinsky, one of the two that did. So, guess who's joining us?
Oh, Danielle's here this morning.
Danielle Jurinsky. She's going to have some words.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So, Danielle will be here in the 7 o'clock hour. Church protests throughout Minneapolis yesterday, including one where they walked into it and interrupted the service.
Yeah.
And could they be in violation of the FACE Act? This was something that's typically used against pro-lifers when they disrupt abortion clinics. But there is law within that says you cannot disrupt religious services. As Don Lemon facing some potential federal prosecutions coming. So lots to talk about today. Let's get right to it with news and comment. Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good morning. 22 and cloudy in Denver. There's some snow up and down the Front Range. Expecting a high of 43 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, Denver police investigating a homicide in the 100 block of South Vrain Street. Officers responded to a call of an unresponsive 2-year-old. The victim was pronounced deceased at the scene. 38-year-old Nicholas Stout is being held for investigation of first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in death. The investigation is ongoing. Aurora City Councilman Rob Andrews facing charges after being pulled over on South Chambers around 9:30 Saturday night. Charges include suspicion of DUI, driving with excessive alcohol content, changing lanes when unsafe, and making a left turn from the wrong lane. He was held overnight and released Sunday on a summons. Andrews took responsibility for his arrest on social media, offering an apology to his family, his constituents, and everyone who expects better from me. That's quote unquote, everyone who expects better from me. All right, 2 days now to process the highs and lows of the Broncos playoff victory over the Bills. Just thinking about you guys. Broncos play host to the Patriots this Sunday. But in the loss, of course, they lose quarterback Bo Nix for the rest of the season. And I feel absolutely horrible for Bo Nix. Absolutely. Here's Sean Payton after the
Not good news. On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season.
So, Sunday at 1 o'clock, Drake May and the Patriots in town against Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos in the AFC Championship game. So this will show how good your coaching staff is.
I'm intrigued to get your thoughts on this, Mr. Blake Olson and Billy, because my guess, and I'm not a betting guy because I'm terrible at it, but my guess is blowout because of a second-string quarterback who hasn't taken a single snap. He's the only backup quarterback in the NFL who hasn't taken a snap the entire season. We got that guy.
I would say I would agree with you. However, it's at home. The Patriots, are beatable. There's always a miracle in every quarterback's pocket during the season. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He takes a few reps every practice. He's been around the organization. He knows what they do. He understands what they do. They're going to put him in a position, hopefully, to be successful, not ask too much of him. And if the Broncos did not have the defense that they have, I would say you may be correct, Jeff. But I don't know. I think this could be a game. They could make it a game just because you have the home field advantage, and anything's possible in an AFC Championship game. And Drake May is still a young quarterback, and the defense is going to have to win this game more than likely.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same thing. If this was on the road, Broncos are toast.
Forget it. Forget about it.
But because they're at home, I think there's a 50-50 shot. It's at least a coin flip against the Patriots, only because, one, Stidham has been around for a while. It's, I think, third or fourth team that he's been a backup with. Third year here. He gels really well with Sean Payton. He knows the playbook. And Payton, this is before this weekend, but Payton in the past has talked about how Stidham has assumed a mentor-type role with Bo Nix and has helped him work through certain things in the playbook. So I think that it's someone that has been there as far as, understanding the idea of the weirdness of stepping in. He's done it before for the Broncos. He also was drafted in the 4th round by the Patriots originally. And Stidham often says those first formative years, watching how Tom Brady prepared, taught him exactly what you have to do in order to be ready on Sundays. Now, he hasn't done it regularly, so there's going to be a problem, but he can throw that thing down the field. He's not necessarily as mobile as Nix is, which I think is a problem because I think based on the box score, Nix had almost as many rushing attempts or more than our running backs did as a group. That's a problem. So that's not something you're going to be able to do with Stidham, but he brings some other things to the table. The only advantage I really believe that the Broncos have going into this is if you're the Patriots defense, how do you game plan? You don't have tape on tendencies. You don't have tape on preferences. You don't have tape on anything based on what you would normally have. You'd have an entire season on Bo Nix and know that if we do X, Bo Nix will do Y. If we pressure here, he likes to dump the ball there. When we give him this look, he doesn't read that. You don't have that with Jarrett Stidham, which is both an advantage and a disadvantage. But if Sean Payton and the brain trust does some work, they can make things problematic for the Patriots. But Blake, I think you're right. This is on the defense to carry the day, and if it was anywhere but mile high, I would say this is done.
Billy,
I think you got to flip a coin flip on this.
You were there on Saturday.
I was there.
You got to tell us what that was like.
That was amazing. It was absolutely incredible. It was really incredible. That atmosphere was like some of the atmospheres that you had years ago under the Peyton Manning and the Elway days. There were moments of when Tebow and the Demaryius Thomas, but again, the place wasn't as raucous as during that Steelers game when Demaryius Thomas makes that catch in overtime, because there was more of a belief. When Tebow stepped out on the field during that era, everybody was like, And I'm looking at you guys, Houston Texan fans. We know how you feel. We know exactly how you feel with that idea of a quarterback that doesn't seem to know how to throw the ball accurately all the time. That's tough. So there really was just an overwhelming just feeling inside of the stadium of, hey, we're going to get loud. We're going to try to be as noisy and disruptive as possible, and let's see what happens. It was amazing, and so many great moments and memories, and yeah, it was incredible. If Mile High is that loud and that energetic, Drake May is going to have a problem because it's not something that he will be accustomed to in that environment. When Mile High is loud, it is one of the more difficult places, not the most, but one of the more difficult places to play inside of the NFL. One, the altitude, two, the noise. That's tough. So, yeah, I think it's a coin flip. I think it's a coin flip at this point, and we'll see. And I think Vegas had the line at about 4.5 yesterday, which to me, fairly close to a coin flip.
Do you want to go to the Super Bowl with your backup quarterback?
Yes.
Don't care.
Absolutely.
What?
Who cares?
Don't care. Yep.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me? Guys, you remember the time we played Seattle and the first snap goes over Peyton Manning's shoulder?
That was with Peyton Manning.
And how embarrassing that was?
Oh,
well,
I
embarrassed?
would have rather never been there.
Are you really embarrassed? Really?
Yes, that was terrible. We got all excited,
really,
and then
did you walk out of the Super Bowl party with your head down and you were afraid to show your face? Were you embarrassed?
Yes, absolutely. I wish we got all the kids together.
You may have been
upset.
My gosh. No, you have to see. This was the old argument in the 70s, 80s with the Broncos. Oh my God, we can't go to another Super Bowl and be embarrassed and be humiliated. That was the whole cry before Super Bowl 32. Because the Packers were the great favorite, and the Broncos were the huge underdogs, and there were jokes. Oh, not the Broncos again in the Super Bowl. They're going to get destroyed. You go to as many Super Bowls as you can, even if you're a 30-point underdog. Absolutely, you want to be there.
And what I would go back to is I'd go back to the 80s and 90s and ask those Buffalo Bill fans if they would want to trade roles with us going to the Super Bowl, knowing they're going to get punched in the gooch by the by the Redskins, by the Giants,
Cowboys,
I remember the very first Cowboys loss with Craig Morton. I get it, and I understand the painfulness because I had all the belief at the time that John Elway was going to lead us to the Promised Land, and we showed up and got housed. That was hard, but as a Broncos fan, you had to go, you know what? We were the final team standing out of the AFC. All the rest of y'all in the AFC can talk all the smack you want. Were you there? Did you get there? And when it was time to beat the Broncos, did you? No, you didn't. So we got a chance to be there. Yeah, we didn't show up on that day. It sucks, and it hurt. That Seattle game hurt. But I would much rather have the team with the largest number of Super Bowl appearances and losses than be the team that never got there. Houston would trade it in a second to get there. Buffalo would as well. So, yeah, I would. The other part is this. Think about Jarrett Stidham. Dude's waking up this week going, I got to win a game.
Yeah.
One game, and then I start a Super Bowl. His name goes down in history, and all he has to do is win a home playoff game in Mile High with the team he's been with for 3 years on a playbook that he knows, and then he gets to start in a Super Bowl. If that's not motivation for that man, I don't know what is. That is the perfect confluence of serendipity. He didn't have to win the job, unfortunate circumstances. He's there, and all he's got to do is win one, and he becomes a Super Bowl starter. That's the stuff that dreams are made of. That's the stuff dreams are made
nightmares.
of.
Are you kidding?
That's a
You're
kid.
going to go on a national platform. Everyone's going to watch you lose by 50.
Hang on a sec here. Hang on a sec. Who's Debbie Downer this morning? When I'm looking at this, think about you being a kid. You're a kid, and you've got the idea of, hey, you're sitting there going, the starting quarterback has gotten hurt. I've got to win this game, and then after that, if I get this game done, this one game I have to perform in, and then I get to say I was a Super Bowl starter because that's the next game on the schedule. That is amazing motivation. That when you're a kid, that's what you dream of.
No, bro, you're going to be a punchline. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
You'd be like,
No,
Did you lose
absolutely
the
not.
sale?
How would you?
A
Here's the
little bit,
thing.
but at least I didn't
What-
pull a Stidham.
okay, What kid?
It's gonna be a new verb.
Here's the no way.
Everybody
For
making
losing
that joke
big
will
on a
never
main
ever play in a
stage.
Super
Well,
Bowl.
I'll tell you this: what kid out there would sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to be that scrappy underdog that's going to have to come in and lead my team, and I'm going to possibly get to start in a Super Bowl." And they go, "No, I don't want to do that. I give up." If you have that attitude, get off the field. Get off the field because I don't want you on my team. I want you on my team.
Wouldn't be in the
I want you
NFL.
on
You
my
wouldn't
team.
be a backup
if you believe in
quarterback.
yourself, you've got to believe in yourself to get on my field that you can
No
perform.
way.
Yes, you
No,
have to.
I-
Stidham has to. This is a childhood
To
opportunity. This is a
perform
way
on
to
a
make
national
dream come
stage
true.
and lose by such a huge margin is going to be a new term called a Stidham.
Well, I mean, you know what? Bo Nix could go into a Super Bowl and get housed also. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it
And
doesn't matter.
last time I
doesn't
checked-
matter who you
hasn't
are.
taken a snap all season.
You know who took
That
it?
doesn't.
Yeah.
Not, you know
You know who
what?
took a bunch of snaps?
Billy brings up a great point. I will say this: the fact that there's no tape on him this season, that is an advantage, and they can be creative. They can. They're playing with house money now. I mean,
Yeah.
look,
No one
you got
expects you
the
to win.
backup. Yep, exactly. They have no idea how the Broncos are going to approach this.
Yeah.
I mean, guys are going to have to step up, and this is an opportunity for a lot of people, not just him, but the offensive line knows they got to play better than they ever have, just to protect him. The running backs, the tight ends, everyone. They're gonna have to be creative, and I'm sure that's how they're gonna approach it. And they can unleash it. This could be a great story. Also, I feel horrible for Bo Nix, but oh no, you gotta go. I mean, you gotta play no matter what.
What about bringing the sheriff
circumstances.
back? Why not Peyton Manning? I mean,
Because because he can't move.
See, he can't move and he can't. No, that's asking for him to get knocked out in the first quarter. He can't move.
Phillip
And the other part
Rivers
is-
came back.
The other
though.
part is Peyton hasn't had the reps, and so the idea is if we think that Peyton Manning, who hasn't had a single rep of any meaningful football for several years, will somehow step on the field and be better than the guy that has, I totally disagree. There's no way that, I mean, would Peyton have a good series better than Stidham? Yeah. Whole game? No way in hell. There's no way. He's not game ready.
I agree.
He's not game ready. And
Absolutely.
the part for me is that, again, this is as a childhood dream. This is exactly as a kid what you're chasing. You got to win one game, and then your name goes down in the history books as a starter in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And for everyone that says there's no way they could ever possibly do this, the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles disagree with you. They completely and totally disagree with you. It's exactly what happened to them.
That's right.
They won a
Yeah,
Super Bowl with their
Foles,
backup quarterback.
Did they?
So, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. They won with their backup quarterback.
Who was that?
Nick
Nick
Foles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Foles.
Yeah. And again,
And was it the defense that got them the victory then? Or did he
defense played
step
well.
up
He played
and do
well.
well?
He played
He
well
played-
enough.
yeah,
he
he
played
did.
well enough, and that's all you
Absolutely.
need. You just need someone that'll play you well enough and not get you into mistakes. And
Yep.
Denver's got a defense that can win games. So this is
Text messages are with you guys. Cap Hill Phil. Yo, I thought you guys were men of faith. How could you be so down on a game that hasn't been played yet? I think I'm
Thank
the only
you.
one down. That's
Come
Cap Hill
on.
Phil.
Come on, believer. Let's go.
8422. Jeff, stick with politics. LOL. That's why I'm so bad at
what
that.
worries me is Troy Franklin down. That worries me. The wide receiver. That worries
Yeah,
me. We
that-
lost another wide
that'll
receiver.
hurt.
Those hurt. Those
hurt.
hurt. Those hurt. If Denver didn't have what I consider to be one of the top offensive line, not the best, but one of the top offensive lines in the league, I think we're toast. But the offensive line is solid, and that's going to be okay. And again, Stidham. The motivation.
I think
One
he's
win
going to
and
be
you
too
start,
jazzed
and
up.
you
He's not
start.
going to be relaxed. He's going to start making mistakes. He hasn't taken a snap. I think it's going to be ugly. But
Well, by the time the
wrong.
game, just so you know, by the time the game is played on Sunday, he will have taken thousands of snaps.
Yeah.
Good point.
He's taken snaps in at least 2 practices a week, maybe 1 or 2 here and there, and he's been in every meeting. He's been suiting up all season long. He'll be fine.
So,
he'll be
Blake-
fine. However, the Patriots are going to be very difficult to beat, despite who is at quarterback. What's that?
Yeah.
Blake, I was going to ask you, do you think that Bo Nix really broke his ankle in that jump? Have you watched the video on that jump?
Yeah, on that play. I think that's where he broke it.
You
I
think
do.
so?
Yeah, because it was his right ankle, right?
Yeah, it was his right ankle, but he wasn't really hit.
No,
was just
he
kinda
came. No, it
jumping
didn't
up.
have anything to do with the hit. He was up in the air, and his leg was extended. He pushed off. From what I could tell, he pushed off it while he was landing, trying to lunge forward. I mean, it had nothing to do with a hit. You know. I mean, it had to do with just his ankle and the surface, from what I could tell. And then when you see him walk off, you could tell he knew he was hurt, but he didn't want anyone to see it.
Yeah, you can see his face. He squints really tightly a couple of times there.
Right.
The part in which I think you can tell before the end of the game that his ankle is absolutely done is when they kneel down. Go back and watch that highlight of the kneel down right before the field goal. That's the most important indicator because he doesn't just take one knee. His foot that is hurt collapses on him and he goes down to two knees. When's the last time you saw in a kneel down a professional quarterback go to two knees in that situation? He can't. He loses his balance. He can't keep himself up, so he goes down because of how much the leg hurts. Yeah, that's the one for me. And when you saw that, you were like, uh-oh. And when he did that, I thought he just slipped on the field. We were watching that, and we're like, what was that? Again, he gets up and he goes off the field, and we're like, okay.
And that had to have been excruciating for him after the game because he's trying to. I mean, you could see. I went back and looked at it afterward. I mean, he's not moving around, and that. I mean, he had to have been hiding a lot during that time. While everyone's celebrating and overjoyed, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, "Oh my God, this may be serious."
And here's the thing: after that field goal kick, he doesn't run to greet anybody.
Exactly.
There's no jump and there's no running.
That's right.
He walks slowly. And I thought that was different. When I saw that after the kick, I went, that's interesting.
Right.
And then we find out later that he was hurt.
Poised and, it's all about the next game.
Yeah. But he didn't do the, oh my God, we're going.
No,
thing. Yeah, he didn't go run and see his teammates. He didn't do any of that. He was very controlled. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so here are the quarterbacks that have won, backup quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls. Tom Brady, Nick Foles, Doug Williams, Jim Plunkett, Trent Dilfer, Jeff Hostetler, Roger Staubach,
Giants.
and Earl Morrall.
Yeah,
Morrall.
Ask the Broncos about running into Doug Williams in a Super Bowl, how that worked out.
Exactly.
Dude put 55 points on us.
Absolutely.
He spanked us, and he was a backup.
And Dilfer had a great defense around him, similar to the Broncos. I mean, this is why you have a team. This is why you have backups. This is why you have, next man up. It's horrible, especially when it's the most important position on the field. But this is what you prepare for. And Foles going into that. Now I'm forgetting the North Dakota State quarterback, who the starter for the Eagles. But, it was like glory days. It was like, a Hollywood story for him. And then he gets hurt and Foles takes over and his career, basically went, I think he's still in the league, but as a backup, but why can't I think of his name? I'm totally blanking it. Did two of his games when he was in college, and I totally forgot his name. But that's just the nature of the beast. And Doug Williams, and Jim Plunkett, my goodness, a great NFL quarterback. Sometimes this is where stories are made. You never know what can happen with
Carson Wentz. That's it.
Carson
I had
Wentz.
to hit
Thank
the Google
you.
box. Yeah, Carson Wentz. And Nick Foles turned that into a starting quarterback job somewhere else.
Yeah, he did.
Afterwards, which Stidham could. But again, Stidham's got to win one game, and then you get to start in a Super Bowl. And this is really, really important for me, for Broncos country, because I just think that as a Broncos fan, the very last thing that we want to have happen in the AFC Championship game is to have Josh McDaniels come in here with the Patriots and beat the Broncos to go to another Super Bowl. That is completely unacceptable. That cannot happen. That should not be allowed to happen.
I appreciate you guys' optimism. I think it's going to be 55-0. on Sunday.
Oh, no. There's no way. They'll shorten the game. And the way football is played now, I mean, if you can get the ball in athletes' hands in space, which the Broncos have 2 or 3 of those guys, and you utilize your tight end, I mean, you don't have to go downfield all the time, and you don't have to be in the pocket, I mean, all the time. They'll be creative, and I mean, you love it, Jeff, because it's a game of field goals. More than likely it'll be 9-6 at halftime, and you'll be like, wait a minute, we may have a chance.
Yeah, Jeff keeps talking about being 55-0. He thinks the Patriots can put 55 in our defense. I disagree.
Right. Absolutely.
I think our defense can hold them to 26. Hopefully under, but I think the top end for the Patriots is probably 26. That is a huge hurdle for Jarrett Stidham to get over. But if it's down around 9, 12, 16, that's something I think the Broncos with the backup quarterback can get over.
And you want to talk about clutch, and Drake May comes in here, and he's probably thinking, oh, the last thing he wants to do is lose to Jarrett Stidham. And now, everyone's looking at him as, oh, they have Drake May and we have Jarrett Stidham. So the pressure is going to be on him as well, from the fans in Boston. So I wouldn't be so quick to say that it's going to be a blowout. I think it'll still be a good game.
Ever the optimist.
Yep, absolutely. And since we're talking about that, then I'll give it back to you guys. This is crazy. The Bears with an opportunity to tie the game. Not a good opportunity. 27 seconds to play.
Command in motion. Williams drifting, sprinting for space, in all kinds of trouble, put it up for grabs to the end zone. He got it for the touchdown. They've done it again.
Caleb Williams ran backwards 15 to 20 yards and just hurled it.
Unbelievable.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
He looked like a kid that was playing 500 on the playground at recess.
Absolutely.
That's what he looked like, just throwing it up into the ground, just saying, what's going to happen here? And on the defensive side of things, defensive back there in the Rams, how'd you let him get away from you like that? You got to be closer. You got to stick closer.
That was
not
bad.
Pass interference, but it was bad. Yeah.
Both DBs back there, and they're looking at each other, and oh, man. I mean, that was that's one of the most incredible playoff plays that I've ever seen. And then, however, here's what happened in the end.
Good game. Mavis from 42 online, and it's good. And the Los Angeles Rams go to the championship game with an overtime win in Chicago.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
what a game. The defense steps up for the Rams against Williams after that play, and then they march down there. Rams are good, but so are the Seahawks. Seahawks look, oh my goodness, they look unbeatable.
Got a question for you on that one, and I don't know if Jeff's on in the game either. On the Seahawks, how much of that is the Seahawks really being that good and dangerous, and how much of that is it the 49ers basically being stripped of 85% of their real dangerous weapons through injuries? How much of that is facing a team that's on their back heel? But again, backups have to play and everything else. But what do you think, Blake?
Right. No, I think you bring up a good point. I think I'll give you 30%, 40%, but they are good, man.
Yeah, they are.
Seahawks are really good.
Yeah.
They're impressive. It may not matter who wins the AFC Championship game.
It might not. And their defense looks really good. The thing that I want everybody out there in the Jeff and Bill audience to remember that if you are a Jets fan, understand that if Seattle wins, it means out of that Hall of Fame 5 quarterback draft, Sam Darnold will be the very first one of them to go to a Super Bowl. How do you like that, Jets fans?
That's right.
I know, because you drafted him. That's going to hurt.
That's hearing that.
That's going to hurt. Yeah, that'll hurt a lot.
Absolutely hate hearing that. Keep your head up, Jeff. There's still a chance. Don't give up. There's still a chance. So you're
saying there's a chance.
Absolutely. Anytime you're at home in the playoffs, there is a chance. There is a chance. All right, national championship game tonight. Miami tries to knock off 15-0 Indiana. I think this will be a great game tonight. Miami playing for its 6th National Championship. 18 in Westminster, 19 in Aurora, 20 in Denver. You're waking up with Jeff and Bill, and it is Monday. Blake Olson News Talk 710 KNUS.
Your 710 KNUS forecast this early Monday, MLK Day. Clear skies this morning, temperatures in the lower 20s by daybreak. For the rest of your day, sunny and mild, highs around 45. Clear tonight, lows down to 25. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, sunny with highs generally in the mid-50s. Weather brought to you by L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. That's bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. I'm day weather meteorologist Patrice Sutter in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We're talking Bo Nix. Suffer season-ending injury during playoffs win. That was wild. You guys got to celebrate for about an hour.
Yeah, we were on the train.
Did you see
coming home and we're like, wait, what? Yeah,
did you see some of the videos?
Yes.
Where people were like, "Hey,
Yes.
Bo Nix is out," and everyone's like, "Nah, why
Yeah.
not fake
Oh, yeah.
news?" Because there's a bunch of fake news on.
Oh yeah.
On Facebook all the time. Like Wade Phillips
time.
died. That was one that was fake.
There's I don't know if people have now. Hopefully they've caught him. He got some publicity in local papers. Brandon Perna, who does a YouTube show called That's Good Sports, and he does some watch-alongs. And I caught the clip of him after the show, and he's talking about it after his watch-along, and he's like, yeah, and the Schefter thing pops up, and he's like, oh, that's a parody account, isn't it? Wait, no, I'm seeing it other places. Wait, oh no. Yeah, you can see in real time, you see him go from, yeah, we're going to, oh God, wait, oh no, my dog's dead, and what happened to, oh no,
Wow.
oh no. Yeah, it was really, really interesting to see that, and I saw a couple of those. I didn't think it was real either. It was my son and I were on the train rolling home. My brother and a friend of his were headed to the Nuggets game because he's like that, and I'm too old. So we were going, and I'm like, no, and my son's like, no, I'm checking, and I start checking, and we're like, oh, crap. And my brother said, now this is awkward, but he said that was the primary conversation in the restrooms at the Nuggets game. Because when you're in the Nuggets room, all the dudes are like, dude, you hear about Bo Nix? Dude, you hear about Bo Nix? Yeah. That's what you're talking about when you're in the line to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
So you've got season tickets. You going to go to this next game?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I want to. I think my son and I are going to go. I don't know what we're going to do with the rest of them. We'll try to, see if other friends and family have interest in going. The thing for me is I want to go because you just kind of got to be there. It's one of those FOMO moments where if Jarrett Stidham loses like you think he's going to, then you were there while Jarrett Stidham lost, and you're like, I had faith, we were there, and we left at halftime. But if he wins, then you get to say, hey, we were there. It's like the Demaryius Thomas Pittsburgh game. We were there in the stands.
Yep,
and it's that
I was
once
there
in a
too.
lifetime. Yeah, so it's that idea of you want to be there for FOMO. So, yeah, I think we're going to go this weekend unless someone decides to offer us a gigantic pile of money for the tickets because, money talks. So it depends. So it depends on how expensive those tickets are going for. The Broncos are already up in face value by like 80%.
Are they?
On what they're, in the secondhand market. Yeah, they're charging up to 80% over what face value is. And that's from the Broncos so far. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
We were out at the stock show over the weekend, record-breaking, first weekend. And the editorial in the Denver Gazette celebrate Denver's record-setting stock show in light of Jared Polis's tone-deaf meat-out day. And, of course, the Wolf reintroduction debacle. The Centennial State's ag community has been overlooked at times by some of Colorado's political establishment. But among Colorado's everyday citizens, there's as much respect and reverence for our state's ranching past, they write, present and future as ever. How else do you explain the record-breaking, ready for this, 118,000 people in attendance for the opening weekend? That's not just the entire,
really good.
That's the first 2 days. Wow. And we went pretty early on Sunday.
Yeah.
Jam-packed. Jam-packed.
Was
there.
it? Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
Which was amazing.
Yeah.
So then they're making whole lots of changes taking place there, but stock show was awesome. Billy, you and I got to go down.
Yeah, we're going to try to hit it this week.
And I'm going to try to get you on the mechanical bull.
Yeah, no. That probably won't happen. Probably not.
I got on the mechanical bull.
Oh, yeah. Younger me, sure. Younger me in a second.
I'm not that much younger.
Older me? Oh,
but
no.
It is amazing.
Older me knows what hurts and understands what happens when I fall down. I am under no illusion that I'm riding this thing for 8 seconds. So I have to take into consideration what happens when old me goes boom on the ground.
It is amazing how it felt to be on that.
Yeah.
So I get on it. Yeah. And they do it light, and I'm like, whoa, like I'm like, and then what's running through my mind is this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt.
Oh,
like, does that fly off?
Yes,
right. Even though everything's inflatable.
Yes,
like you just fall into basically a jump.
I'm not gonna help old
pit,
me,
but
that's not good.
And then I watched the video.
Yeah,
it's so slow.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, in my mind, it was a lot faster than it actually
that's funny.
was.
Oh,
But
that's great.
stock show was humming down there. So What a time.
Oh, that's fun. What did your kids enjoy? Since you're down to the family rolling around, what were the things that your kids discovered or explored or just spent time wanting? They were like, hey, Dad, Mom, this is so cool. What did
You
they
have a
like?
giant candy maze. Do you know about this?
No. Oh, my God. Seriously?
You don't know about the giant candy maze?
No. Tell everybody on the Jeff and Bill show about the giant candy
All right,
maze.
so you get
this is like Candyland Dream
You
kind
get a
of thing.
bucket.
Yeah.
And you get charged by the pound. And you just wander through this giant... But they bring back all the old stuff, like the bit of honey and...
Oh, man. Oh, that's fantastic.
So
bunch of black licorice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all that stuff. And then because
Those Nico wafers.
nobody knows what weight is in their hands.
Oh, yeah, no idea.
You're just filling it up and then you pay for it. I think I spent like $60 on candy at the end of that with the kids.
That's when I knew that the people that had that frozen yogurt stores were onto something when they started charging by the weight. I'm like, this seems very intriguing. I understand. I go, there's somebody, some sort of economics or some sort of kid that came out of graduate school and goes, if you're just charging them for this and put the extra toppings, if you do it for weight, we can up the price of it.
And then my daughter found the little areas where they have the mints that they hand out at the Italian restaurants.
Oh, yeah. The Andes
little
mints.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Andes mints.
Yep.
Yeah, and she just got like 5 pounds.
Oh, very smart. That's a girl after my own heart. That's smart. Yeah, screw those Nico wafers. And bit of honeys are good for like 3. They're good, but they're not as good as the Andes. No way.
So that's what the kids loved. So anyways, it was a ton of fun. Would love to hear from you. Feel free to join the conversation. We're talking Broncos stock show. Next hour, Danielle Jurinsky's going to join us as the newly elected Aurora City Councilman. Had a fun Saturday night.
Yeah, yeah, I know. So got pulled over, DUI.
Robert Andrews.
That's difficult. I mean, you're just starting out. And the one thing that I was surprised with is I was surprised that it didn't include anything about the Broncos and celebration and things like that, only because for me, in CYA mode, it's not the most ethical, but the idea of, you know what? I was celebrating a Broncos win like everybody else. I should have been more responsible. This is a good lesson. I need to show better leadership. This is a good thing for all of us, and I need to know this, and I didn't do this right, blah, blah, blah. But at least giving rather than him just saying, random Saturday, decided to have so much alcohol, I got pulled over for DUI. Context would have helped. And maybe that's why we don't hear about it, because maybe it wasn't. Maybe he's not a Broncos fan and wasn't watching the game, which if he said that, then we hate him even more. So I'm just saying, personally.
There you go. He is the chair of the Public Safety Committee, though.
Ooh, that's even worse.
Chair of the Public Safety Committee, newly elected, defeated Danielle Jurinsky. Dude popped not even a month into his new term.
Oof.
For a DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
That is really awkward. I mean, there are certain things that you show up to that next meeting, you show up, and it's also difficult then to talk about any sort of, moral authority, any sort of idea that, hey, you guys got to do X, Y, and Z when things happen. And if he doesn't have any sort of, make good on the other end, like going to classes or anything else, if it's just a slap on the wrist and okay, then he can't talk about getting harder on crime or, things like that in the city.
As I posted on X, we all knew that they were pro-crime candidates, but actual criminals getting elected?
That's clever.
Wow. All right.
That's clever.
Let's talk Black Eyed Pea of Colorado. I love this restaurant, locally owned by Steve and Michelle. That's important to me. Locally owned and operated. My whole family loves this restaurant. Yours will too. Now with 9 locations, there's sure to be one near you. They recently opened in Fort Collins. Visit them at 807 East Harmony Road. This is the restaurant you want to take the whole family to. Keep it in Colorado. These are the people I want to proudly support, and you can too. Take everyone out to eat at the Black Eyed Pea. It's home-style cooking worth going out for. They make everything from scratch: ranch-style pork chops, mushroom Swiss chicken, ribeye steak, St. Louis ribs, and the Mile High meatloaf. They've got daily specials and senior discounts. The Black Eyed Pea has what your family is hungry for. The Black Eyed Pea does catering. Your dinner party, rehearsal dinner, wedding reception, or company event will be a success when you look to the Black Eyed Pea. Hear me on this. I love everything about this restaurant. Visit the Black Eyed Pea near you. That's blackeyedpeacolorado.com, blackeyedpeacolorado.com. We'll continue with You Choose the News next. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Billy, for those
Yes.
poor saps like us that got to work today,
Oh, yeah.
you can lighten the load a little bit with some You Choose the News.
Yes, here's some giggles for your early morning commute. It's what we call America's favorite fake radio news game show. It's You Choose the News. I've spent moments this morning finding these stories in my hands so that we can play this fake radio news game show with you. I gave them even more ridiculous headlines. And why would we spend this much valuable airtime on KNUS? Just wasting it? Well, those in charge are not waking up. Heck, might even have the day off. They may not wake up until like 9. So this could be a really weird show. But we'll see what happens. Also, as you know, we always bring in Blake Olson from the news department, and shh, this is a giant secret, so do not tell anybody or all of our fun is gone and we will blame you. Okay, here we go. Gentlemen, your headlines this morning. Headline number 1, can you smell it? Headline number 2, Ralph Cramden approved. Headline number 3, part of the food pyramid. Headline number 4, not part of the food pyramid. Mr. Hunt, your choice.
Let's start with part of the food pyramid.
Yes, part of the food pyramid. Just recently, up in Alaska, a University of Alaska Fairbanks student was arrested. It's an undergrad student. Graham Granger was detained after he was found protesting one of the recent art displays in the common area. What was Graham doing to protest the art? Having a light snack. Yeah, he was eating the art. It's an interesting protest approach, but, you know, you do you. Now, Granger was chewing and spitting out images that were pinned to the wall. The artwork was made by Masters of Fine Arts student Nick Dwyer in collaboration with artificial intelligence, and that is what made Mr. Granger so mad and slightly hungry. He did not like the idea that the AI art was generated by computer. He thought individuals should use all of their creativity and gray matter, so police estimated that he was able to consume 57 of the 160 images on the wall. Granger was arrested for criminal mischief in the 5th degree, booked into the Fairbanks Correctional Center at the time. He's a film and performing arts student, which is odd. Of course he is. But again, he's film and performing arts, and then he went to the art students and then ate their stuff. It's weird. You would have thought he would have gone and started to eat some of the spreadsheets out at the economics department or something.
Yeah.
That would have been it. They're probably not as tasty, though. But I just
shred some evidence.
Yeah. The whole idea for me was the protest of, that art makes me mad. Let me put it in my mouth. Right. Where had that decision-making process?
Was it actually edible though?
No.
Or was it just plastic?
No,
like
it was just like pictures on the wall, like eating a bunch of paper and stuff. It was It wasn't.
Yeah,
there was
like
nothing about it was edible.
Your hat or something.
Yes, exactly. It's a really weird protest. It would be like showing up at a protest. To protest, I'm going to smack myself in the face with a hammer. Interesting choice, but okay, let's see how this works out for you. Alrighty. Blake, your choice, sir. You can smell it. Ralph Cramden approved or not part of the food pyramid?
Ralph Cramden approved.
Yes, Ralph Cramden approved. A California startup is going to give you possibly the trip of a lifetime. This will be the most memorable vacation ever. You have time to still book your trip to the moon. The Galactic Resource Utilization Space, known as the GRU space. Get it? See the Minions joke there? Okay, they're a tech startup that hopes to build habitable dwellings on the surface of the moon. They have a multi-phase plan that includes testing inflatable structures by 2030 and eventually making hotels up there the very next year. Now, according to their plan, the hotels will be built here on Earth, delivered by a heavy lander, and suitable to house up to 4 people for multi-day stays. Now, it's designed to operate for a decade at a time before having to be replaced, offering views of the lunar landscape, Earth, and other experiences as well. Maybe moonwalks. They're talking about maybe doing a small golf course, other activities. Yes, if you're interested, you could be one of the first humans to vacation on the moon. But I hope your bank account is about big enough to reach the moon as well. In order to get a reserved spot on that moon hotel, GRU is taking reservation deposits of up to $1 million, depending on what experience you choose. The low cost is about $500,000. So exact pricing is yet to be decided. This is just give us a bunch of money so we can hold your space kind of a thing, and maybe we'll decide to give it back to you later.
Space is overrated.
Yeah, it's like those folks that sell stars.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that's not even a thing. But I guess the idea is, right. I mean, would either one of you drop down, the 7 figures you need in order to reserve a potential hotel room on the moon?
Potential.
Yeah.
That's a part of me.
Death.
It's not been built, hasn't been tested, nothing else. I'm not throwing money at it. There's no way. Even if I have Stan Kroenke money.
So dumb.
Yeah, I know. Okay, final choice this morning. Jeff, You can smell it or not part of the food pyramid.
Not part of the food
Yeah,
pyramid.
not part of the food pyramid. A Northern California fitness supplement company is facing some serious allegations after an independent laboratory tested their protein powder. We're talking about Holmes Nutrition, founded by Sacramento bodybuilder Bobby Holmes and his wife. It's marketing their product as containing 22 grams of protein per scoop. But lab results recently told a completely different story. A concerned Reddit user sent 3 of the flavors of Holmes Nutrition protein powder to certified laboratories for analysis: chocolate cake, lemon cake, and cinnamon crumb cake varieties. The testing revealed that it didn't contain 22 grams of protein. It did contain only 3.5 grams of protein. However, it did contain 21 grams of carbohydrates and a crap ton of sugar. So the findings are really concerning for implications for the consumers with health issues. They market it as high protein, low sugar. It's absolutely not. So someone that is having a glucose issue or looking for a high protein diet, this wouldn't do it. Basically, Reddit says this is just a really expensive, like $75 bag of cake batter. That's all it is. You could go and buy Duncan Hines off of the shelf and get just as much nutrition and wonderfulness as what you're getting with the Holmes Nutrition powder. Yes, it's absolutely awful. And so there is a huge thing running around in the wellness community right now because, they were just like, basically it's just cookies. You're not doing anything there. So I know. Well, that's the end of You Choose the News. Back to you, Jeff.
That's amazing. You're exactly right. A lawsuit says protein powder is essentially just cake mix.
Yes, Duncan Hines. Sarah Lee is super pissed.
All right. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, Danielle Jurinsky is going to join us as her opponent that defeated her has now been arrested for a DUI. What does this mean for the future of the Aurora City Council? We'll talk to Danielle. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is 710 KNUS.